Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. How have you been? Hope everything's been treating you well as we enter the holiday season. And for my new guys, hey, my name's YungFalcon and thanks for clicking on this video. Today we're going to be discussing video game OSTs, video game music, things of that nature. Yeah, you guys all know the feeling. Nothing quite hits as hard as the final boss theme, crescendoing in the background as you land those last couple of blows. Maybe you get the final hit, everything kind of mellows out and the credits roll, or everything stops and a phase 2 starts as it hits you with a bombastic opening. Stuff like that always gets the blood pumping for me personally. I love when game OSTs and stuff do that, and that's what this challenge is really about. We're taking the 30-day video game music challenge where we're going to pick from a bunch of categories, whether it be like 16-bit music, 8-bit music, fighting game music, whatever, and just give you guys some of my personal favorite tracks. Please feel free to comment down below any of the tracks that you enjoy personally with links and all that, or make a video of your own. I think that would be really cool to see what everyone's kind of saying, because it's been a lot of it on Twitter and there's been a lot of it even on YouTube itself, but I want to throw my hat into the ring because I think this is a really fun topic to discuss. Oh, and on top of that, since we are in October, I figured I might as well have a little bit of fun with it and throw in a 31st day just for, fun and, length. It's a nice little thing. So without further ado, let's get straight into the challenge and start with day 1. All right, so for day 1, we have to choose like an opening sequence or a title screen segment. So I think I'm going to go with this one. Here's another one. Yeah, there's something about P4D's intro that just hits all the right notes for me, no pun intended. I love how bouncy it is in terms of the song. I really like the animation on display, and I like a little bits of story that it gives you to kind of show you that it's going to be a little deeper than you think, even if it's just a rhythm minigame spin-off kind of thing. I just really enjoyed it, and it's one of my all-time favorite intros in any game, and it's such a great song that lives rent-free in my head. So for day 2, we have to choose opening level music, and I mean, it's too easy. Just roll it. Just roll it. I mean, the way it just throws you in the game, no questions asked, and it matches the music. You already know what you have to do. You sprint, you shoot, you jump, you do all the Mega Man things. It's just a little bit faster, more responsive, a little nicer looking, and it's pure adrenaline fuel for me. It's one of the best intro stages I've played, and one of the best songs in Mega Man X across all the games for free. I love Central Highway. Alright, so day 3 is 8-bit music, and it can really mean anything. I don't know if they mean just a track or if they mean a bunch of songs in general. So since I'm going to assume it's an album of sorts, I'm going to give it to... That's right, Mega Man 2 has to get this. You know Capcom was in the studio jamming out, working on such bangers like Dr. Wily's theme, Flashman and Metal Man, one of my personal faves, and of course, I think like the most iconic stage theme for NES Mega Man, Airman's theme. Stuff like that is super good, and this to me like solidified Capcom knowing that their music was going to be stellar, one of their cornerstones when it comes to making a banger title. And you see them get better and better with their sound and music throughout the NES era, and then of course into SNES and forward. So this to me really does a lot in terms of the video game music like history for Capcom, and it's just a great OST overall. Don't think we can go wrong with MM2. Day 4, music from a console exclusive series. Okay, this one's going to be a little tough because things do be branching out and all that, so we're going to have to stick with Nintendo. However, this does give me an excuse to talk about a franchise that's been dead for almost a decade now. Let's just roll it. Yeah, Kid Icarus Uprising has an incredible incredible OST, and one of my all-time favorite themes is Dark Pit's theme / Magnus's theme. We could kind of either or that, if you will. There is a lot of stuff that goes into why this OST is so great. I really like how comfy the home theme is too before you go into battle, and all the various mood changes and switch ups they do for instruments and the boss themes. Everything really works for Kid Icarus Uprising. One of the most slept on Nintendo soundtracks IMO, and definitely one of the most blessed OSTs I've ever heard. No pun intended. Alright, day 5, hub world or overworld kind of music, and wow, looking back at some of the songs I went through, it's crazy how far we've come in gaming over the last couple of years. We used to need hubs to store levels and all that, and now you fast travel everywhere, right? So it was a little hard to find a song. I had to dig into the memory banks, but I think I have just the track. Yeah, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2, this theme really gives me vivid memories, just failing those simple jumps over and over again because I was younger and I didn't really know what to do, throwing boomerangs at the townspeople and they make their little voice line clips, all that jazz, going to the shop theme and buying new rings and things. It's just so comfy, and it really feels like you're just this Tasmanian tiger helping out your town. It really makes you feel at home. Day 6, music that makes me feel relaxed, Anyone else like beach themes? There's something great about Bubbling from Mario Odyssey. I really like how the music and the melody is just soothing to a T. It's very relaxing. You're just there to vibe, bro. Take it in, take in the beach. And on top of that, the moons you collect and the way you get them definitely reflect that, as platforming never is too difficult. You have a squid that kind of carries you throughout everything, and you just get to play volleyball with some bros and just have a good old time. It's a very chill out place. And then on top of that, the music decides to switch up on you a little bit when you go underwater and give you a slightly more even spacey kind of sci-fi feel, right? It's very relaxing and I love it a ton. Definitely a track I turn on to relax to. Alright, day 7, music from an indie game, and once again, just like before, it's going to be one track, but I recommend you listen to the whole album. And also, I'm so happy to get to gush more about one of my favorite platformers. Katana Zero. Yes, the Chinatown OST is specifically chosen here for the track, but the whole album is incredible stuff. It's got some chill, kind of haunting, atmospheric stuff, very reminiscent of a Silent Hill / Resident Evil save room kind of thing. But when you get into actual combat, it turns into a full-blown EDM rave with a bunch of cyberpunk synths and dubstep things going on, and it feels absolutely incredible, slicing and dicing throughout combat. One of my all-time favorite OSTs to just turn on and listen to, and this track in particular, the Chinatown one, really standout stuff. Alright, day 8, music from an FPS. Man, you guys already know what it is. Let's rip and tear. I don't even have to say anything. Pure adrenaline, pure hype. I feel like an unstoppable force of destruction anytime I get going. It's good old Mick Gordon on the track. You can't go wrong. Alright, day 9, music from a licensed game. Now, it's going to be a bit tricky because I don't want to get DMCA'd. However, I'm going to take that risk and talk about my girl, Hatsune Miku. Alright, so Ohito Julia Night is just one of my all-time favorite tracks in the Project Diva verse, or whatever you want to call it. It is so bouncy. Its music video was a ton of fun. I like Kaiko rapping a little bit here and there, which is just great. Miku comes in with the top tier singing, and it's got some fun little hat beats and trap stuff in the middle throughout. It just feels like a big celebration of whatever the heck is happening in this song. One of my all-time favorite Diva tracks, and I really recommend you guys give this one a listen. Day 10, JRPG battle music. Now, this is going to be a really difficult one for me because literally most of my completed games are JRPGs, so I have a lot to choose from. However, I'm going to go with the Certified Hood Classic. Yeah, this battle theme right here works so much for me. It's funky, it's got some jazz to it, and I love to listen to it while you grind Tartarus, and it's just nice to hear when you're on the bus ride to school. I always want to stand up and get a little bit sturdy, you know what I'm saying? It's a 10 out of 10 battle theme, one of my all-time faves that I can just loop on repeat and never get bored of.
Rectangles just like music sounds connect and rambles. Hell now, no man can run away.
Alright, day 11 is going to be puzzle game music, and as a guy who doesn't play those many puzzle games, I once again had to delve into the memory banks and find a track, and I came with Funfair Egg Mania. Now, this is a really fun puzzle game where you have to stack Tetris-esque blocks and reach the top of an airship, and this Funfair level solidifies just how wacky of a concept this game is. You're all like anthropomorphic egg Rayman looking things. You have this very candy coated song behind it where it's all bubbly and happy, and it kind of calming in a way because it smooths you out and just feels like, hey, I'm at this fun attraction. And then on top of that, all the blocks you're placing are candy based. It's very funny. It's one of my all-time fave tracks, and I think you guys would definitely get a kick out of listening to it. So here's some more. Day 12, music that makes me feel sad. It's got to be this track. Sadly, no pun intended, I don't really have words for this segment. The song does it for me. It's a haunting piece that perfectly encapsulates what you go through on your journey as both Ellie and Abby throughout The Last of Us Part 2. It's a collision course to fight each other in the name of revenge, or in reality, something a lot deeper. I'm oversimplifying a lot because you guys should just go play the game for yourselves, but this track hits different on so many layers and definitely affected me personally. Good stuff. All right, day 13, music from a game I don't like, and man, it's going to be a bit of a hot take coming up, and I'm sorry about that, but I still genuinely think the OST is something that is really ingenious. Just here's a track. Yeah, Mori's OST is just brilliant, man. I love the banger battle themes. I liked how it's mixed in with this unsettling ambiance during these key overworld sections. And of course, it has some really awesome town themes and quirky tracks that just work for me personally. Again, the music is really awesome, and even parts of the gameplay. It's just unfortunately that the story and characters and stuff just wasn't really for me, and I ended up not really enjoying it. But hey, it's still got its, bonuses and things that I really much enjoy about it. So don't take it too personally. All right, day 14, music featuring vocals. Yeah, this song is just perfect. It captures everything great about Sega era arcade racers. My blood gets pumping, the drifts start flowing, and the music gets turned up to 11, and no one in the car can tell me otherwise. I love playing this game. It's one of my all-time favorite arcade racers, and this has one of my all-time favorite arcade racing OSTs, if not low-key my favorite Sega arcade racing OST. Truly a masterstroke in fun Japanese city pop karaoke lyrics. I don't know. Alright, day 15 is boss battle music, and there's so many to choose from in terms of how great they are, but I'm gonna go with good old Platinum Games, and it has to be the way. already know beating up a senator has never felt this satisfying. We get a dope rock track backing everything up. I'm literally screaming the lyrics as I try to hit combos and parries and rip out those nano machines, son. And I'm headbanging to the drums and those guitar shreds. I absolutely love this boss theme, man. Day 16, 16-bit music. You guys know I had to go with my boy Sonic, especially when it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Now, you guys know they're all hits, no misses, just like before, but if I were to choose a specific track, it would have to go to Hydro City Zone Act 2. The music speaks for itself. It's perfection. Just let's get to the next one. Day 17, music you never get tired of. And again, I'm a little confused if that means a track or music in general. I'm gonna just go with music that I can play endlessly in terms of an album, and it goes to Marvel vs. Capcom 2, its entire OST. Specifically, the song I'm really chilling with, Factory Stage, instantly comes to mind. Just any track from there, you know, take your pick. Day 18, game over music. Now, me being the pro gamer I am, I know it's gonna be hard to find a track. I don't really see that game over noise quite a lot. However, if I had to choose one, it'd go to this. Simple, effective, and to the point. Day 19, music cover, and the one that instantly comes to mind for me was Tusco G's Airman Guy Taio Sanai, and I think this one we can all resonate with if you're a Mega Man 2 fan. This was spawned off of an internet meme in Japan, which is where this song originally came from. Like, there's already like animated and music videos and stuff about it, and it had an English cover which was done that was okay, around Newgrounds era. Then this homie Tusco G came out again with his like rock version, a little more different, with his version and his own cover, and it sounds absolutely incredible. And it's a song that I unironically play in my car to this day. One of my all-time favorites, free. Definitely recommend it. Day 20, music from a racing game, and I mean, it's literally in the channel name. Come on now. F-Zero GX has to have one of the best video game racing soundtracks of all time, and I'm giving the track slot to Big Blue, or the F-Zero GX rendition of Big Blue. It's synthy, it's electronic, it just feels so like early 2000s, whatever you want to call it, and it fits F-Zero's kind of new direction it was going for perfectly, and I'm still holding out hope to this day for a new game. Please, Nintendo. Day 21, music I associate with frustration. This. Day 22 is town/village theme, and I'm going to give it to none other than Kingdom Hearts 2, The Lazy Afternoon. The reason why this track really works for me in particular is because it just fits exactly what the song description is. It's lazy. It feels like a chill summer day that you're just there vibing with your friends, as Roxas does, but it still has this weird sense of like melancholy, like things are going to be wrapping up soon, that there's something very fast approaching this young kid's journey that is going to come to an abrupt stop. And I think it captures that uneasy feeling perfectly, while still at the same time putting you relatively comfortable and at ease with the events of the intro of KH2. Truly an outstanding piece, and it comes back in KH3, which is great. Day 23, underrated music from an underrated game. I got you, fellas. Please, if there's anything to take away from this video, listen to Sprint Vector's OST. It is outstanding. You spend all your time in game running at top speeds, breakneck speeds, climbing in real life, you know, throwing your hands up, literally getting on the floor and sliding, grabbing power-ups and shooting them away. It's so much fun, and the OST reflects that in strides. It has a lot of EDM, has a lot of hat trips going on, a little bit of a hip-hop feel. All of it is just 10 out of 10 stuff that I can't stress enough. It's great, man. You really should listen to it, and absolutely, if you have a VR headset, please give this game a play. Day 24, a song that's stuck in my head, and I mean, I've had two off the top of my head that have been stuck there since like 2020, and the one that really comes to mind is the one that's been there since I saw its final trailer for Crying Out Loud way back in the day, and it's got to go to Yosh Final Fantasy VII Remake. The ending credits of FF7R I truly dub Cloud's like theme. It's all about him. It really encapsulates his journey of FF7R and everything like you do to get to that point. But it also shows like what he's trying to change in the future, not to get too far into like spoiler stuff. So I think there's a lot of foreshadowing in the song, which I really love. The group over at Survive Said the Prophet did a wonderful job capturing Cloud's like pain and sorrow throughout his journey, and they do just a really standout job of making me feel like, you know, I'm Cloud, right? I'm in this kind of realm. Overall, one of my favorite ending themes. It's something that I listen to on repeat. Everything just sounds right, and it's great. Whew, okay, day 25, music that gets me pumped. Bury the Light. Yeah, I mean, it was going to be a DMC5 track. We knew it had to be a Devil May Cry one, but it was like really close between Devil Trigger and Bury the Light, but Bury the Light edges out just barely because, I mean, he is really the storm that do be approaching. I don't know what to tell you, fellas. All right, day 26, music I like from a game I haven't played, and it's going to go to pretty much Furium, however you pronounce it, from Bomberman Hero. Yeah, I really haven't played the N64 Bomberman games. I really want to. I need to get around to doing that one day. But the whole OST is something I play quite often because it's very interesting. It's just so unique, and I do enjoy listening to it quite a bit. So big ups to the White Bomber. Day 27, music from a handheld game, and we're gonna head over to my favorite generation of handhelds, the DS PSP era, and I got you some Phantasy Star Portable 2 OST. Now, there isn't really anything that stands out in particular with this one. Like, all the boss themes are really epic and, you know, fun and climactic and all that, but it's just one that I come back to and enjoy quite a ton. And along with a special note to Phantasy Star Zero, that was the one I kind of grew up playing, but I've played a lot of Portable and Portable 2 as well through emulators and things over the years. So just bangers all around, especially Zero, because it like pushes the DS sound chip to its absolute limits. Day 28, music that makes me feel nostalgic. It all goes back to the first game I ever played, right down to one of the best tracks I've heard in a game, Halo Combat Evolved, Silent Cartographer's Level. All of this track is so good, just so good. The minute you hit those boots onto the beach and the crescendo hits and the grunts are screaming and the elites are throwing grenades and the Marines are hoorahing and doing all their stuff, it's such a memorable moment, and you can instantly hear all the sound effects and explosion stuff going off the minute you hear that first chord. It's really standout stuff, and I just enjoy it a lot. It definitely, you know, takes me back. Day 29, the final boss OST, and it's going to go to the best game of all time, which happens to have one of my favorite boss themes of all time, and it's none other than my boy Zanza the Divine and the God-Slaying Sword, both tracks accompanying each other, the Phase 1 and the Phase 2, combined together to make this glorious masterpiece. See, what makes this track so great is it starts off as a boss theme for Zanza, right? Like you're going against him, you're fighting him with your team and whatnot. Then it turns into a boss theme for Shulk, because he gets buffed, you know, throughout the fight as you hit phase 2. It's insane. It's crazy how there's like there's layers to this stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's so good. I love the final boss themes to Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Just standout stuff. Day 30 credits music, and it's definitely going to Nier Automata's ending E credits, Weight of the World.
'Cause we're gonna shout it loud, even if our words seem meaningless. It's like I'm carrying the weight of.
There's something very, very special about this rendition because it's a bunch of mashups of all the credits that you've been going through throughout the game, as you have to replay this game to get all the endings and stuff. So when you're playing it, you start off with this 8-bit theme, and then it goes into more of a vocal chip tune. Then it turns into a full-blown, you know, orchestral piece or whatnot, and it's just such a great time, and you're literally fighting tears as you like reach the ending part, and then it hits you with, as you all know, the big message, and it's just a really good send-off to the game and a send-off for yourself too. It's one of those games that I actually have a really hard time coming back to replay because of how it wraps up. It's just so impactful to me. And just like I said, since it's October, we're going to choose a 31st song, and it's going to go to Fighting Game OST, and that's easily Milia's theme, Subhuman Self from Guilty Gear Strive.
Stay with me until the end of time.
I mean, any track from Guilty Gear Strive could have been chosen free, right? Hellfire is another one that instantly comes to mind. I love Leo's theme so much. And of course, Trigger, you know, Giovanna, my girl, you know, of course. But personally, Milia's theme is just so good, dude. Love Your Subhuman Self is truly a top tier, like 10 out of 10. It's so awesome to listen to. Love every bit of it. And speaking of loving every bit of it, I do love making this content, and I love when people watch it. So if you enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. Just comment down below what your kind of 30-day, 31-day, whatever you want to call it, challenge will be. And if you want to throw your own categories in, please go right ahead. You know, make it your own thing. I would love to see this slew of video game music you guys have to put on display. I had a really hard time making this list because there's so many things that I wanted to choose from, you know, so many other options and stuff like that. But ultimately, I settled with what I settled with, and it's been a really fun time. It's not like we can't revisit it in the future. So once again, thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.